Hey, welcome back to an all-new episode of Construction Secrets with me, David Windsor. As always, you can go over to davidwindsor.com to get your free downloadable templates. You can also like, subscribe, and share this. Would be much appreciated because I don't have anything else to give you but free templates on davidwindsor.com. All I ask in exchange is you like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. For those of you that don't know, my name is David Windsor. I'm a general contractor here in the beautiful town of Park City, Utah. We're building multi-million-dollar homes up here, ski luxurious mountain town homes. And we've been in business for 18 months now. And in those 18 months, we've accumulated $15 million worth of business. And I'm here, and my goal is today and every day in this YouTube channel is to just educate you on the things that we're doing within our company and the things that we implement into our business to help it grow and scale it. And we're not claiming to know everything. We're just claiming to share the knowledge of what we do within our company that seems to have worked so far, as we've accumulated $15 million worth of work in just 18 months of being in business. So that being said, today is the day after Christmas, and I just want to spread how grateful I am. I'm just full of gratitude right now of just the opportunity I have in this town, the opportunity I have as an American and as a human being living in this time, almost 2023. I have a cell phone that can broadcast my knowledge and my information to the world, and I can in return get the same exact of information back to me from all the people producing their own content. What a beautiful time we live in, and I'm just really grateful for family, friends, health, work, food, and this beautiful time we live in. Today I want to talk about transparency, being upfront, being forthcoming with your owners, your clients. You got to own your mistakes immediately. That's what builds trust with clients. If you want to build trust with your clients, you have to own the mistakes, the things you missed, the areas that were dropped, ordering something on time, catching an extra change order, blah, blah, blah. If you want to build trust and a relationship, a real relationship with your clients, not just a client and business owner, contractor, but like a real friendship, a relationship that's going to last beyond the getting the certificate of occupancy of their particular home. If you want to build those relationships, you have to be honest, you have to be upfront, and you have to do it immediately. And without that, you're not going to gain the knowledge, because I'll tell you this, if you fuck up on a job site, that's going to happen. It's the inevitable. Something is going to go wrong. It may not be big. You may have hung the door crooked. You may have made the tile selection wrong. Maybe something way big. You may have completely misbid the job and forgot to add in concrete in the scope, and you missed $100,000. Sometimes things happen, and it's construction. It's the inevitable. It's very fluid. It's constantly moving. Getting a mistake in a construction process is very common, and you have to accept it and you have to own it. And sometimes it sucks, but when you swallow your pride and you let an owner know, hey, that was my fault, even if it wasn't necessarily your fault. There's been a lot of times where we've had some shitty drawings from architects, and the drawings don't show exactly what is need to be built. And then when the owner says, why wasn't that there? It was a gray area, and we build to the drawings. And yeah, I could have asked the architect, hey, just want to make sure that this was going here, or this or that, even though it's not indicated on the drawings. But sometimes I didn't. And it ended up where the owner's like, why isn't this there? And I'm like, well, we didn't know about it. And they're like, well, we talked about it with the architect from day one. And rather than throw the architect under the bus, we could eat it. We could say, man, and we call the architect and let him know, hey, just so you know, we took this bullet for you. We took the blame, but you didn't include this in your drawings, just so you know. So you need to give us the information ASAP so we can continue it in the field, and we're okay taking that bullet. And because of that, with certain architects, we've gotten residual work, more work from these architects, because they're like, these guys are solid. They stand up, they don't pass blame, they're here to work with me, and they're here to do whatever it takes. And so when you make a mistake with your clients, you need to own that immediately, because when I'm working with architects or subcontractors and they're passing the blame. Well, I didn't know about that. That's bullshit. They're not owning up to their mistake. And the perfect example is we've been in business for 18 months. So we haven't been in business a very long time. And we're doing 2 projects with we're actually doing 3 projects with this client. And 2 of the projects with this client were on a very, very, very tight job site, tight budget, logistically challenging, everything, all the above. It's literally one of the worst job sites we will ever have in our entire career. And more on that to come in another video. But so this particular owner, they're on a tight budget, and they came up to us and they said, hey, we just saw that there was a change order on on the last invoice. Can you walk us through it? And what it was it was the fascia and the soffit for this house, and it's $18,000. Now keep in mind, this is a multi-million-dollar home, so the number is relevant, but it's relevant in the scope of work and the size of the project. But we forgot the fascia and the soffit. We forgot to bid it. We forgot to hold it, a number for it in the estimation with the owner. So when she came to us and said, hey, why is there a change order for $18,000 on each one of these houses, so 36 total? She goes, I don't recall approving this change order, and what did we change in the drawings or the selections that made this price go up? And immediately I said to her, this has to do with us being green, and we just missed it. We 100% missed it. There's no excuse. We just didn't put it in, and that's part of our rookiness, and I'm sorry. And she looked at me and she smiled and she goes, that's exactly what I thought, and I just wanted to hear you say it. Thank you for telling the truth. That was a moment in that relationship with that particular client that will forever be remembered between her and me. She is always gonna know that when something is wrong, we are gonna own up to it and we're gonna call the mistake as it is. And that way, when something is not our fault and we're standing up for it and explaining to her why it was done incorrectly for whatever reason, she's gonna know that we're telling the truth as well, that we're not trying to bury something. So it builds credibility with your owners, with your clients, with your architects, with your engineers, with your subcontractors, when you are honest and upfront immediately. That's my mistake. I made the mistake. I'm sorry. How can we fix it? How can we move forward? You know, what can be done? But the reality is, you know, on this particular home, that $18,000 for the soffit and fascia, that was gonna be part of the bid no matter what. You need a soffit and fascia to build a house. It's part of the drawings, it's part of the framed house. Like, you need that. So the reality is, we didn't cost her any more money. The perception that there was more money being spent is one thing, because she thought that this project was gonna be $18,000 cheaper, because the perception was we bid it for X and now we've added $18,000 of it. But the reality is, aside from that perception, the reality is that that project was gonna cost that number with the $18,000, because obviously there's a soffit and fascia in the drawings on the house that needs to be included in the final bid. So we were honest about it. It didn't cost her any more money in all reality. And the honesty right there was something different. We could have said something stupid like, well, we just didn't know. Or we could have easily, the easiest cop out would have been, well, when the guy bid it, he didn't include the soffit and fascia and we didn't catch it. That would have been the thing. So we're taking partial blame, but instead we took full blame and said, we just didn't bid it. We're idiots. You know, like, we're the dumbasses that didn't bid the soffit and fascia. Sorry. And she knew that we were new. Like, she understood our resume when she handed us these two jobs, or we awarded us these two jobs. We earned them. But that was a moment. And so make sure that when you're communicating with your contractors, with your owners, you're being honest, you're being upfront, you're being transparent, and you're being forthcoming, because this is what's gonna build relationships with you and your clients. And this is what's gonna recommend your clients to their friends for other buildings that you're doing, because they know that you are stand-up, you're honest, you're truthful. And honestly, it's not that big of a deal. We always hype up telling the truth. Like, oh my God, they're gonna be pissed that I didn't include the soffit and fascia in the bid. They're gonna be pissed. They're gonna think I'm an idiot. Well, they may or they may not, but the reality is, you may be an idiot, at least you're a truthful idiot. So tell the truth, don't lie. You know, just be upfront with your owners and your clients about what's going on in the job and why. And if there's a mistake that happened, hey, we just hit a gas line. Hey, there's a water leak. Hey, I misbid this job. Hey, behind this wall, there's a lot of mold and we didn't realize it, and it's gonna cost you more money. Whatever the issue is within your jobs, you gotta be upfront. You gotta be forthcoming. So there's a lot of things. Check it out, I'm driving through this neighborhood right now, headed to a job, but here's some new houses being built. You know, these are some of the bigger houses, you know, being built in Park City, or not the bigger, but these are the average style homes, you know. Some nice homes. This one's beautiful too. This one looks like it's almost done. These particular homes are probably being built for, I'm guessing that thing's probably 10,000 square feet. That particular home's probably $5 to $6 million to build. So There's a lot of money flowing around this town. There's a lot of people in this town, and there's a lot of high-end net wealth individuals in this town building. And these individuals, let me tell you what, these individuals have power, they have money, they have resources. And if they want to go to bat and they want to be a dick and they want to take you down, they can do it easy. And it doesn't matter how big of a contractor you are, these guys will eat you for lunch. The amount of money that you're making a year, if you're making $10 million a year, that's what this guy's house cost. So that's where exactly comes back to what I'm talking about. That's when the honesty really comes to account, because when someone's that successful and they're making that amount of money, they expect you to be stand up, they expect you to be professional, and they expect you to tell them the truth. And if you're not doing it with these types of individuals, not only will they fire your ass, they might sue your ass. And so you got to be extremely careful, you know, when you're talking to your clients, especially if it's high wealth net individuals and high net wealth individuals. And if you're not with these types of people, then you're going to enter a whole new game of that you haven't seen yet, because most contractors, including myself, that are doing residential construction do not have a lot of leverage or you know, money to back something up if it were to go to the court of law. And some of these people, they'll go the distance, and you got to be cautious when selecting your owners for that particular reason as well. But being honest, truthful, and upcoming and up forth is that's very important with those owners. And so I digress, I continue to blab, and that's today's video. Just tell the truth, man. Just tell the truth and do it right away, because it's a lot easier to have a truthful conversation once it's out in the open than to keep kicking the can down the road and coming up with different reasons, different excuses of why something happened on the job site that quote unquote was not your fault. So that's the tip and the trick and the trade and the tool and the thing and the thong, whatever it is. This is David Windsor. Head over to davidwindsor.com, get your free downloadable templates. I just ask in exchange that you like, subscribe, and share this YouTube channel with your friends. That's all I got for you today. I hope you had a beautiful Christmas if you're listening to this video around this time of year. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.